M.K. Sony once said, "Home sweet home. This is the place to find happiness. If one doesn't find it here, one doesn't find it anywhere." The street behind me, named Bilbo Street, is named after a family, one of the founding families of Lake Charles. There's a cemetery across town named after them. Later this season, we might take some time out of our day to go and investigate that. But until then, we want you to stay tuned as we explore 411 Pine Street.
He would come around when they were not doing well.
I was not terrified, but I was a little terrified.
I'm very concerned that there could be a serial killer ghost in here.
Come join us. Pine Street, Lake Charles, Louisiana. The house behind me was owned by a man who bought the property that I'm standing in front of now and built a house. And the story that we were told was the day that he completed construction on this home at 411 Pine, he went home and climbed up to the second story of that house and jumped off of that balcony and committed suicide, and left no note and no reason why. We're all left to assume that it was financial or whatever your mind could wander to think. We don't know. But tonight, we're gonna spend some time at this location and find out exactly what's going on that has people not wanting to spend any time in this home. While filming the intro and interviews, we were contacted on social media by someone whose mother had previously lived at the address.
So you posted, guess where we're at, and somebody said from the picture, they said, my mother used to own the house on 411 Pine. There's definitely something here, something there, more than one. The room upstairs in the front of the house and the kitchen dining room.
Dude, that's where Grant stayed last time, in that room. But it was
the front upstairs?
Yeah, but that was really good energy in that room. It was not, there was nothing negative in that room. It was really positive.
She saw your post and she put that on there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, thanks for the advice. We're gonna check that out tonight for sure. We'll spend some time in that room. I might actually just get Paul to stay in that room by himself for a while. I don't know. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. And she wanted to share her story, but asked only that we not have her on camera. What was the first inkling that you had that it was a haunted location?
Just seeing a full-bodied apparition, like seeing a person.
So you saw a full
It wasn't.
manifestation?
Yes, it was a man.
Okay.
And he was, I printed his picture. He was wearing clothes like this, but not as refined of a fabric. They were work clothes.
Okay, so it was a gentleman, he was standing up in the home.
Yes.
And he was wearing clothes like this.
He was very tall. So there used to be an ice box there, the old ice box. So that's where my mom looked up, and she goes, "Oh my God." And we looked over and he tipped his hat at us. And he had his elbow,
Wow.
and there was an ice box there.
So the ice box was an apparition too? Like it was...
Yes, it was all a thing.
So that's the first time, last year, the first time I walked in there when Grant asked me to come and help him. That was exactly, almost word for word, what I described to him that I felt. 1 year prior to our investigation, my friend Grant Navarre stayed the night at 411 Pine Street. He contacted me requesting my help. The link to his original video is below. Here is a clip from the first time I entered the home.
So what you think?
Oh, dude, this is heavy. You feel that energy?
Oh God.
This place is heavy.
Oh, this is going south real quick.
This is going to be amazing for you. There's something. You're going to have a good night.
Yeah.
You're possibly going to smell like smoke.
And in my interview a year later, the information we were given coincides with what I felt that night.
Because you guys kept talking about the smoke in the video,
Yeah.
and I thought, are we blowing smoke on him or something?
He
Who
smoked.
knows?
Did he smoke in the home? Did he
He
smoke?
and my mother.
Yeah.
And he was the kind that would blow it on you. He would just think it was hilarious. And then when I saw the part of the video where she felt her ear
Right.
being pulled,
Right.
that's something he would do, just as a joke. He was a
Wow.
kind of a prankster kind of person. He was a good man.
That is so validating, though.
Yeah, I could totally see like a ghost person doing that.
And this is the evidence she is referring to that Grant captured the night he stayed.
Yeah, this one, I want you to just remember that you guys stayed the night and nobody got hurt.
Okay. So I shouldn't go back here?
Oh, you should absolutely go back here. So this is in the morning time, sometime early in the morning, and you guys are sleeping. This is the digital recorder. So you're gonna hear something, and then you're gonna hear say something that relates to this other something. You'll see.
I'm snoring.
So you hear you guys breathing. Do you hear it? So
What did it say?
it sounds to me like pulled your ear.
Okay.
But then, not long after that, says,
The validation of hearing her stories a year after my previous time spent in the home only fueled my desire to want to go back.
that's so crazy. That's so validating, though.
Did he interact with y'all whenever you were in the kitchen or any other times?
Not with me, only with my mother.
How did he interact with your mother?
So she's sitting in there. She would sit in there and play Farmville.
Okay.
And so she gets up, she hears something, and she gets up and she's face to face with the man in the icebox. She said he had brown eyes and the longer hair.
Wow.
And so she's face to face. And at that time, she was not doing really in good health either.
This episode was filmed in February, the coldest month in our area, and I do not like cold weather.
You know, guys, one thing that I can't stand is cold weather, and it is 5 degrees outside right now. But a good friend of mine asked me to come and check this house out, and we're gonna do everything we can to make sure that what he thinks he saw, he really did see.
Well, you acting like it's cold outside.
And wanting to dig deeper into the home he stayed in previously, our guestigator of the night, Grant Navarre.
And you asked me to come down and bring some equipment, and because you were gonna stay the night in this place. How did that go?
To say the least, eerie.
Eerie.
And
Okay.
you also, didn't help with that with all the cool equipment you brought. I was like, oh, yeah,
That was a good time.
It was a first time for me.
It was, so your video was amazing. I can't believe you actually stayed the whole night. Very proud of you for that. That was awesome. So if you'll remember, when I walked in the house, I felt like a guy, like a male, was in the house, but there wasn't one. Can you share any insight to that?
Sure.
What I was feeling?
So, and that was before I told you the story of the house.
Correct.
Also, I remember that you also knew where the story actually took place before you ever were told the story. It's very, like, you really freaked me out. Okay, I hope you know that. I was not terrified, but I was a little terrified. So basically, the story of this house is there is a guy who several people have seen, the previous owners, the previous owner's family, and he's just kind of standing there in a white outfit, leaning on the refrigerator. The refrigerator's gone now, but he's holding his milk pail, and he's just going to work.
Milk pail.
Or lunch pail.
Okay.
You know, I guess I say that wrong.
Okay.
But that's what he's doing. And when you pointed to the back of the house, when you talked about and I can't wait for you to tell everybody what you told me about when I told you where I was staying before I actually told you where I was staying. You really got me this one. I was terrified, pleasantly terrified.
I got to tell you though, I really look forward to experiencing what you experienced tonight, and I'm really glad you're going to join me, because like this is what we do, and I love sharing what we do with people and the energy that they bring. You know, it changes things, and so your energy, you have such a huge energy, and I'm really interested to see what it brings out. I'm excited.
And
you know?
we'll also have a guest later too, so I can't wait to see. They have some of the best reactions, so I've never seen this person in this type of reaction. They get excited easy, so I'm sure that this was not going to be their cup of tea, but I can't wait. You're going to love their reactions and big personality, so I think their energy will help
That's
as well.
great. That's awesome. We'll get you guys, and we'll use however we however the night leads us. We'll use you as possibly a trigger object.
Great.
And it's gonna be amazing. I'm excited. So for the folks at home, the story that he's telling us is a gentleman built this place, and after he built this place, he went back to his primary residence and committed suicide by jumping off of the balcony with no reason. And maybe tonight that's what we search for, is the reason. Maybe that's what we need to find out.
Every time he tells me things like this, which I already knew that story, I got chills when he says jump off the balcony. I'm not the best at this, but I can't wait.
It's going to be great. I'm excited. It's going to be awesome.
100%.
So let's go do this thing.
Let's do it.
And after Grant's interview, he shared another story that we captured while the camera was still rolling.
We're walking, and we're all standing perfectly still, and all you hear, and I know where at. She's in another room. It's in front of me, and all you hear is creak, creak, and like I was like, hey, you moving? I'm looking at this in here. So I'm like, you didn't move, did you? I'm staring at you. And he's like, that wasn't me, dude. Please tell me that was. And I'm like, she's over there. And he goes, no, she's not. She's got to be. I'm like, say something again. And he was like, bro, that was like right here.
I
I'm
remember that part.
Uh-huh.
You know what else I remember?
I think you were still here.
I was still here.
Yeah.
And you know what else I remember in your video? The light bulb swinging by itself.
Bro, that happened. It was the light strand, and there's wind through these windows, so it could have been that.
But that night there wasn't.
No, I'm like, I
There's more
don't feel
wind
any
tonight.
airflow, and you hear me going, I don't feel any airflow, and the thing's just like, I'm like, oh my God.
Miss Morgan Nunn, our second guestigator of the evening, had no previous experience with this address other than passing from the outside.
Have you ever done anything like this?
I have not, actually.
How do you feel about it?
I feel like I probably should have brought some holy water just in case, but I'm excited to see if I see anything.
What would you like to see?
I would like to see something minor that does not terrify me to my core. I don't know, maybe like lights or just not shadows. I think shadows might be a lot.
Okay. So you're a logistics guy.
I am.
Clinical person.
Very much.
I've been in this house once before for about 5 minutes. And there was...
And then,
Like my leg just got really hot. Like just now. Like that was really cool. That was really weird, but it was really cool. Right. No, like it, and I was like, you know, it was really, it got like just right here. It got like, just for an instant, got really hot. That was really cool. Sorry, my bad.
I did not. Yet.
You want to feel hot?
I don't think I do. Kind of can.
So Morgan over there is like, I want to go stand by the fireplace
Yeah.
because it's cold. That's funny. You laugh, it's
I'm just still concerned.
fun. So anyway, what I was saying was last time I was here, I was in here for like 5 minutes. Grant had called me and asked to borrow a couple of pieces of equipment, and he was going to stay the night and shoot a cool video for his channel. And when I was going through the footage, I found like a really cool orb
And once again, my interview with Morgan is interrupted.
flying through the room. And did you hear that?
What was it?
So, I'm listening for it. But remember how I kept looking over here?
Yeah.
I don't know if that was a noise outside, but it was
No.
some bopping,
Yeah.
and then I just heard the bop again.
Can we circle back to this orb situation?
Yeah, so what I was saying was whenever I was going through the footage, I found this orb flying, and I think it flew through the ceiling, if I'm not mistaken, or came from the ceiling.
There was two.
And there was two.
One chasing the other.
That's right. That's right. And so Grant heard noises at the same time. These were coming through the building.
Okay, so Grant told me that if a big orb is chasing a small orb, it might be a ghost terrorizing another ghost.
It's very possible.
Okay, here's the deal. If that's a serial killer ghost, what do we do? Because I know how to deal with real serial killers. I can't deal with a serial killer ghost.
Well, we'll have a conversation with it
Okay. They don't listen.
and try and find out a serial killer ghost. I've never heard that one. That's
Brand new. Brand new.
Okay, well, serial killers die.
first time.
Yeah, they.
First time.
Yeah.
I'm with
I
it.
never even
I'm
thought
with
of
it.
that.
I'm loving it. I'm with it.
So I share with Morgan the story of the Cajun Cafe and Iris that was filmed in season 2.
So, Lake Charles is tied to the Villisca Axe Murder House in the state of Iowa, tied to New York, possibly tied to London,
It would make sense because they were living in a brothel.
right?
Oh, no. Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
now that your energy's a little worked up, how do you feel?
I got the goosebumps.
Right? There's that hot again.
I promise.
So that's really weird.
And after sharing the story of this house with Morgan, I reassess if she's ready to stay the night with us.
All right? Are you ready for tonight?
Sure. Let's do it.
Let's do it. You gonna stay all night?
If Grant wants to.
You ready?
I'll do it.
You're good.
As we began our investigation, the house did not wait. One of the static cameras transitioned into and out of infrared mode without prompting, and there was no light in the room. And as I go to check, a cold spot instantly hits me upstairs.
I hate walking upstairs in the dark. So it's flickering on and off. But there's... It just got really cold right here, really fast. So I'm going to show you this window. And it's like, I don't know, on the TV screen it looks like something is on the TV screen it looks like something is making it like there's a figure in the window is what it looks like, but there's not when I'm standing here.
This is what we are referring to. Watching the camera on the TV monitor, the camera moves in and out of infrared mode without prompting, and there is no light in the room. What could cause this to happen? Also, in the window, it appears to be a figure peeking in and looking, but there is no one outside. This is an anomaly we have not encountered before. After changing the camera twice, it finally resolved itself. These cameras have posed no issues prior to or following this investigation. Could the spirits at 411 Pine Street be affecting our static camera system? You decide. And as we're adjusting this very camera, the spirits at 411 Pine begin to speak to us through the obelisk downstairs, telling us where to move the camera.
Now it's pitch black again. The obelisk said move west.
Are you kidding me?
Move, it just said west.
West is that way.
It's many, so don't move it far.
And it doesn't take long for the Spirit Guides crew to come up with a brilliant idea for Grant.
I think
What did he say?
He said he thinks that we need to get in the bathtub.
So who's getting the bathtub?
You?
Am I gonna get in the creepy bathtub full of shit? Okay, sure. Promise. So can I tell you all something?
Go ahead.
The movie The 13th Ghost. Or
13 Ghosts.
The female.
Right.
This has been a terrifying thing of me because she's the princess that can't be seen without the glasses. And I'm gonna get in the bathtub that I've always wondered if that dude.
Right now.
Oh, I'm getting out of this bathtub. Oh, she ain't talking about that. She's talking about some creepiness, I guess. I'm even sitting on a cockroach.
Okay, he's gonna sit down.
Well, am I supposed to?
Yeah, no, you're good. Okay. So don't freak out.
With Grant now in the tub, we can begin an S-Box session.
Hold it. All it's doing is scanning radio stations.
And what am I supposed to say for them?
So, Grant's in the bathtub upstairs, and we're going to do an S-Box session. Is there anybody here? If you're here right now, what's your name? Who's the lady that lives up here?
While we couldn't understand these voices on first review, upon slowing down the audio, we can hear what they're saying. And while we didn't understand it at the time, we did receive an answer to this next question.
Can you tell me who's in the bathtub?
But once again, slowed down, this is what we hear.
Can you say his name?
And then we receive these two answers from a female and a male voice. Receiving no further evidence during this session, we allow Grant out of the tub and we decide to change our tactic.
Can I get out now? Yeah, you can get out now.
Did you step a second ago?
When
A second ago?
I moved, not, I don't think so.
No, she didn't move.
Okay. There was something.
What'd you hear?
Step
Where at?
past her, close to her, not close to her, in the hall, somewhere in that area.
Grant, having heard something moving, leads us to the next room, and we do a quick S-Box session, just to see if anyone is with us in there.
Hey, are you in here? Can you tell me your name? Say your name again. It's the same. It's the same voice and it's the same name. Did a gentleman die around here? Close. You heard that? I keep poking you like.
That's okay.
I'm like. He said close, right? How close? So. Are you the person who died around here? I fell off.
Are you the builder of this house? Are you the builder of this house?
Yeah.
Did you build the house next door?
Okay, so there's a couple of things that I need to point out.
Mistaking the words at the time for "I fell off," the voice actually said, "I did it." Is this now someone speaking to us, telling us to stop what we are doing, and then acknowledging that someone died close or nearby, and also telling us their name is Jenny? And are we in communication with the builder of this home? You decide.
Are you the builder of this house?
Yeah.
Changing energies, Roger and myself take Morgan upstairs and have her lay in the same tub Grant laid in earlier to see if we get any different answers. Reluctantly, Morgan gets into the bathtub and we receive a very interesting answer.
You can tell me no, but would you stand in the bathtub? It's really just plastic, so
On my bucket list this year.
if you... Hey, look at you. All right, we're gonna try that same experiment.
Okie dokie, artichokes. Once again, I'm just here to be y'all's friend.
Okay, this is a little loud, okay? All right. Can you tell me the name of who is sitting in the bathtub?
This entity calling her by name is the only evidence we received in the bathroom. We move to the room next door, where things turn interesting. And before we can even begin our session, we start hearing noises.
What?
Thinking they're coming from the rest of the team downstairs, Morgan asks what they want. We get zero response.
What'd you say?
And after I ask Morgan if she's okay, her face turns angry and she stares at the camera unknowingly.
You good? Are you hearing that? Downstairs.
And just like that, everything turns back to normal and we carry on with our experiments.
Yeah. Alright, can I try an experiment with you?
Okay.
Let's do this. So I want you to take this.
Did Morgan have a moment of channeling? Was something trying to speak to us through her? You decide.
Did anyone die around here?
Are you talking about the next door?
Yes. That was a very clear yes. You heard that?
Did you know the person next door?
Yeah, that was a female. Swap places with her.
Did you have kids?
Yes.
Is this your kid's handprint right here? If that's what you wanted to show me out here, I love it.
Morgan then shows us what she's talking about.
That's some solid.
This handprint was not noticed by us our first round through the house,
Yeah.
and no one lives here or is allowed inside the home.
Oh wow! Holy crap! See it?
Is your baby happy right now?
Morgan takes a picture of the handprint, and then we change energies, leaving Roger on the balcony to see what he can bring in.
Are you alone?
That's a different voice. So you see how you attract different things, right?
Yeah.
And what's your name?
God, that's the same guy. So that's the same guy that Grant was talking to a while ago. And it's in that weird double voice that you didn't hear anything like that when you were out there.
I thought mine was a woman.
Right?
Okay.
And this is why we continue to change energies on our investigations. You never know what, who will bring out.
Is your name Smith?
That's that girl. But she sounded like she said Smith.
Who is this lady we're speaking to now? And who is Smith? Is he the gentleman that committed suicide next door? Or someone we haven't yet heard about? You decide. Deciding to try one more time with the SLS camera, we take Grant and Morgan back to the bathroom where we received the most interaction.
I'm gonna go relax in my bathtub. Are you gonna relax in yours?
Maybe.
We also captured this entity bending over into the bathtub as though it was preparing a bath. But it was only there for a moment, and then it was gone.
Stay in the house.
These being the only 2 pieces of evidence we captured upstairs. We completed our session and moved back downstairs.
You didn't hear anything?
Ending the upstairs session, when we go back downstairs, I kept the SLS camera on, and we captured this on Morgan's cell phone while I was facing Grant with the SLS camera.
No, wait.
When he finally tells you to move is where you...
He can't hide behind you anymore.
The SLS camera picking up this entity. We get to see it actually stand up and lay back down on the floor.
Oh, it's big.
But notice, they only gather around Grant.
When it stands up is where I thought it was cool, because it showed arms and legs.
And then it appears to climb up Grant's leg. And later, Grant told me his hip actually started hurting during filming. Could this entity be something trying to attach to Grant? Or did it simply want to make contact? You decide.
It's like it's dancing.
A few small other takeaways from this investigation. When Morgan was filming for her channel, an orb flew right over her head.
And that's why I was even told the story.
And when pointed out to her, she wanted to film again to talk about it, and as though on command, another orb appeared.
After careful review of the previous video, there was a giant orb that came
Another
out.
one.
Grant, I swear to God.
Just talk.
Later in the night, our static camera caught this orb in the exact same place that she was standing earlier to film. Is this coincidence that this is where the apparition has been seen? Or is this him trying to manifest himself? You decide. 411 Pine Street, Lake Charles, Louisiana. You did not disappoint. This house has been on our list to investigate for quite some time. From the stories of a man leaning on a refrigerator, getting ready to go to work, to voices heard from seemingly nowhere, all adding up to the story of the man who built the home and then ended his own life. Remember, the houses you drive by every day have a story. It's just a matter of time before they're ready to tell it.